Yo, what's up boys, and welcome back to another video on TitanIM/Titan Vanguard. If you guys didn't see my video I made originally on this a few months ago, essentially the game is, or it seems like it's going to be, a direct competitor to Arma 3. When you think of games which allow you to make open worlds however you please, I can't really think of any games other than Arma and Minecraft if you want to count that, but it really doesn't count. But as you can see from this new video which you just released today, and there's also another video which I'll show you guys in a second, they show how easy it is to make some really cool maps with the map editor. I know it looks really shit right now, but you'll see the final product in a few minutes. Took them only 16 hours, and I'd say it's one of the best cities I've ever seen in a video game, which was built by a human in not too long. Obviously, Arma 3 is pretty good at this as well, but a lot of the assets in the game seem a bit small and shit, so it's hard to make a good big city. All of the assets which you'll see in this video come with the actual game. If you guys don't know how the game is being sold right now, it seems like the military market, like if you're essentially if you're in the military and you're high up, then you can buy this for your soldiers to practice on, kind of thing. But if you are a normal player like me and you just want to play video games, this game is still going to be available to you in a bit of time. They still haven't announced how exactly that's going to work, but like I said, you know, it's going to probably be competition to Arma. It's very similar to that. It's a military simulator game, and like I said, massive open worlds, which seem even bigger than the ones which you would see in Arma, since you can actually even zoom out and actually see the planet as a whole instead of just having a flat plane, which is all you've ever got in Arma. It runs well, it looks good, and as you see near the end, like I said before, it's one of the better cities I've ever seen which a human's made. And if it's true that it took them just 16 hours, then I can't wait to see the stuff which the community makes with this game. Obviously, one of the biggest parts of Arma 3 is what the community makes, whether it's the mods, which this game will, of course, I'm sure, have modding capabilities with being able to add in new assets like buildings, weapons, all that kind of stuff. It does seem like the assets are a bit lower quality than maybe you'd see in Arma, but that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing even. It doesn't really matter whether the assets are really high quality or not. You know, people play Minecraft for a reason. As long as it's all in the same style, then it works. It doesn't really matter too much. People have made the argument in the past that this game seems very similar to VBS 3, which was made by Bohemia Interactive Simulations, which is kind of like a subdivision of Bohemia, where they aim more so for the military market. But regardless of that fact, they still have said that they are going to be having a commercial platform for plebs like me, like I said before, for us to buy. It's not something which is going to be military only, just like VBS is. It's got some really cool features in it, like being able to destroy buildings, snow which can actually fall on the floor. You can have underground parts on VBS as well. You can't have that on Arma 3, and it's completely different tech, not something we could just copy and paste over. But this is being built, it seems like, for both markets. Obviously, there's a lot of money in just making a military simulation game, which is built purely for the military scene, but there's also a lot of money in making a game which doesn't suck dick, like Arma. Arma's made quite a lot of money, in case you guys couldn't tell already. Either way, this is the first time we've seen someone build something from scratch, and anyone who's used the Arma 3 tools before can tell that the tools in this game seem to be very good. I know there's also property menus for units and stuff, so you can change a lot of things with that as well. It's not just a case of putting down buildings. Obviously you can see the AI walking around on the cities and stuff, and the game also seems to run pretty good. The only thing I've got to wonder, with all these assets already being in the game, and you know, there even being civilian vehicles, which is what this dude's driving right now, the civilian vehicles, military stuff, which you'll see in a second, one of the tanks, which has even got an interior in it. You just got to wonder, when are they going to eventually allow people to buy it who are, you know, not the military side of things? Like, when is that going to happen? We really don't know. As you can see right there, it says all assets used are shipped with Titan. In fact, I even forgot to mention it, but you would have seen a second ago, you also placed down horses, cows. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the game. You might be worried, is there only non-enterable buildings? I do know there is some enterable buildings, and at the end of the day, it's just however much time the modders are willing to put into this game, or any game really, to make it what they want. If you want to add enterable buildings, I'm sure there's a way to port them over, or just make them from scratch. It's not that hard, considering the game already has some pretty not amazing looking assets anyway. Just add some more not amazing looking assets. Easy peasy. You guys can find all these videos in the description below if you want to check them out, but this is the second one, which was released around about 8 hours ago. And obviously you might wonder, why am I even making videos on this game? A lot of you guys on my channel will come for Arma, but not really come for the military side of Arma, and I haven't really made any military videos in the past. I'm not going to become a military channel anytime soon, but it is still really cool to see some kind of competition to Arma. I can't think of anything off the top of my mind. Like I said, Minecraft doesn't fucking count. There's probably something else, I really can't think of it, but you can see right here the interior of M1A2 Abrams. I probably just pronounced it wrong, but that's something you won't see in Arma, or at least nothing as detailed as this. In Arma, you just kind of sit in it, and that's that. So I guess although this game does kind of remind me of Arma 2 in terms of its aesthetics, which you'll see especially in the video in a second, which is from a few months ago, it does still seem like it's, you know, more themed towards simulation, which isn't, again, a bad thing. It's okay to have accurate flying simulation and accurate tanks in a video game. That's what the game's core focus is. It's all about the military stuff, but also you can do some other things on the side. It's not like you're going to be in the most boring maps ever. You can make some pretty interesting stuff, as we did see a few seconds ago. A lot of you guys who have ended up picking up Arma 3 from my channel, or maybe you played Arma 3 before you played it on my channel, will know how badly that game runs, and it's another thing which really we won't know until the game comes out. But how does it run? I mean, if it's something which just runs better and has better modding tools and all that kind of shit, then people might even go over to it. I know so many people who have ended up stopping modding for Arma 3 because of the infuriation of them adding in DLC and breaking everything. The Exile devs have ended up handing it over to someone else. 2017 for mod, which was supposed to come out before 2017, a zombie-based massive open world survival thing that we were making. It looked really cool, but ended up getting cancelled as well because of the same issues with the DLC coming out. So there's definitely some annoyances with the developer side of Arma 3 and also the civilian side where you just play video games like me. This final video you'll see as well might be new to you, but it is just the trailer for this game, which came out, I think, about 4 to 5 months ago, but it still does show the bigger scale of these maps, which definitely we didn't really tackle too much earlier on before. But like I said, these worlds are, or they can be at least if you want to be, actual planets. So obviously they're not going to be maybe as detailed as they could be if it was focused on a smaller area, which is definitely one of the biggest issues with making an open world game. Open world girl? Yeah, you don't want to obviously compromise on making the game shit by making it massive, but it does still seem like, you know, this was even from a few months ago, and like I said, it does look a bit more shit, but still got so many assets in it with armed helicopters, massive boats, smaller boats, so many assets I haven't seen in Arma already. So whether you're a military fan or not, I think there's enough assets in this game to make you horny and just want to blow up things. Or maybe you just don't get horned by video games. That's a real fucking shame. I'm kind of curious, although I'm sure a lot of you guys who are going to answer this question in a negative way would have clicked off already, but how many people are actually interested in the military side of Arma 3 and more so actual military gameplay like this? Like I said just a second ago, it's got enough assets, I think, to make anyone kind of a bit excited, but obviously the main focus on my channel right now is life mods and random Arma 3 missions and stuff like that, and I'm hoping that should be at least somewhat similar in this. I don't, like I said, want to just make it, or if I'm going to make videos on it, I don't want to just make from military where I just go around and blow things up, or that wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but clearly they have definitely cut down on making the things look amazing in exchange for function, so that way things do more things and there's more stuff in the video game. As you can see right there, helicopters can even drop big boxes on the floor. Can you do that in Arma? Yeah, you can, but only because of a new DLC. It's hard without playing the game itself, but it does seem like from a few videos we've seen, which is actually a decent amount, and like I said, the YouTube link will be linked in the description below. It seems like it's got everything which Arma has and a bit more. Things like weather effects, just like I talked about, things which VBS has got as well, where we've got like snow, which can land on the floor, so you can, you know, change it from like a not snow map to a snow map in a second by pressing some buttons. I'm sure you'll see that in a few seconds, I think, in this gameplay, and obviously even more accurate interiors and also more assets. I'm not sure about weapons, but definitely in terms of vehicles, it does have a lot more assets. It just seems like it's got more of an armor and maybe it runs better. So that's pretty exciting. Like I said, we just need to make sure that they do, of course, support the modding tools as well, so that way people who have been rustled by Arma in the past, oh, in fact, I just seen right there, you just press one fucking button, easy. People who've been rustled by Arma in the past in terms of not getting what they want in terms of modern tools and them getting fucked over. And also the whole idea, some people are against it, which is why they don't buy Apex, but there has been a lot of DLC in Arma which has cost money. And even with all that DLC out now, which some of it's pretty fucking good, and I like supporting Bohemia since they made me a job, but it does seem like this game has just got more than all that DLC combined already in the game, and I don't know how much it's going to cost, but I can only imagine it's not going to cost more than Arma and all of its DLCs combined. If you guys want to look into it more, there's a lot of information on their website, which I'll also have a link to in the description. And even on the front page of their website, I don't know if I've quoted already, but I probably should have, because like I said, people think, oh yeah, it's like VBS free, but they have said on their front page that they are going to be announcing soon, which they had the same thing like a few months ago when I originally made a video on it, but still, the front page still says on it, they are going to announce soon the entertainment side of this thing, which is obviously the consumer side, not the military contractor, whatever sort of thing. So people like you and me will eventually know what they're going to do with that. I feel like if it's not, and people will probably agree with me on this one, if it's not a Steam release and it doesn't have workshop, it's going to be hard to really make it pick up, really. It's not going to be as many people modding for it, because it's going to be a bit fidgety and hard to get, because, oh, I can't just download it on Steam. So we'll have to see what happens with that one. But anyway, if you guys got anything you want to say about the game, then I'd love to hear in the comment section below. I'm excited. I hope you're excited. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all that stuff. And I will see you guys next time. And also, you can see the big world here. Look how big it is. It's so big.